Hello. Hi, I just wanted to bring to you a slow flow Hatha yoga. So prepare yourself with your space and your mat, possibly 2 blocks if you have them, a blanket. And let's just bring yourself to a comfortable seated position today, whatever that is for you. And bring your spine straight, your crown of your head reaching toward the sky. Bring your hands to your lap or to your knees, and bring your palms facing upward to receive the energy, to receive the love. Close your eyes and begin to breathe in through your nose, a long and deep breath. And let it exhale through your nose as well. Completely bringing all of the breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you're breathing deep through your nostrils, let's come to find that space, centering in, letting go of whatever is going on in your world today. On your next exhale, let it out through your mouth. Fluttering your eyes open. Breathing normally. And bring your hands out to the sides. And inhale, bringing them up to the sky, palms together. Exhale, hands down through your heart center. Inhale as you bring your arms out and up overhead. Exhale down through your heart center. Inhale once again. And exhale down through your heart center. And bringing your hands out behind you, just widen your shoulders. Your fingertips are pointing towards your hips. And look up, lifting your chest up towards the sky. Your elbows are pointing back. You might feel this through your upper shoulders. Let go and bring your arms back and out up overhead once again. Inhale and exhale down through your heart center. Inhale, bringing the arms out and up overhead. On your next exhale, twist towards the left, bringing the right hand to the left knee. The left hand comes behind you, straightening your spine, and then exhale, twisting your torso to the left. Inhale as you bring your arms back and up overhead. And exhale to the opposite side, twisting over to the right. Left hand to the right knee. Right hand behind you. Straightening through your spine and then exhaling, twisting your torso to the right. Breathe. Inhale as you bring your arms out and up overhead, palms together, look up. Exhale, hands through the heart center. Interlace your fingers and press your palms to the front. Inhale, lifting up towards the sky, pressing your palms toward the sky. And exhale as you let your hands go and bring them back behind you, clasping your hands, straighten your arms, and just leave those knuckles on the mat for a breath. Bringing your palms together, opening through your shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, release, bringing the arms out and back up overhead. And exhale, hands down through the heart center and down to the mat. So coming up onto all fours position, tabletop. You can bring a blanket under your knees. Hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips. On your inhale, we're going to lift your tailbone and drop your belly and lift your chin up towards the sky. And exhale as you arch through your back, bringing your chin up towards your chest. Inhaling and exhaling on your own. So come to your own breath. Some like to go a little faster than others. So honor yourself in your practice. Inhaling, dropping your belly and lifting. And on your exhale, we're arching like a cat. And one more inhale and exhale, completely letting the breath out, coming back into tabletop, hands and knees. Inhale as you lift that right arm up towards the sky. And exhale as you thread it under your left arm and bring that right head, the side of your head and shoulder onto the mat. So coming all the way down onto that right side of your head and shoulder. The left hand presses into the mat, or you can bring it up and around towards your right hip, opening up through the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift as you press yourself back up into tabletop. Hands and knees. On your next inhale, lift that left arm up towards the sky. Reach it up. And exhale, thread it under your right arm as you lay your left side of your head and shoulder onto the mat. Press it into the floor with that right hand. Or you can bring that right hand up and over towards your left hip. Feeling that opening through the right shoulder and the stretch in the back of that left shoulder. Breathe. And inhale as you bring the hand back to the mat, pressing yourself back up into tabletop position. And just do a couple of shoulder rows here, bending into your elbows, coming down. Place your hands out in front of you, a hand's width. Take an inhale and exhale your hips over to the right, back down towards your heels, and then inhale over to the left and up to the front. That's one hip circle. Do some more hip circles here on the right side. Exhaling on the way back, inhaling on the way up. And you can go as fast or as slow as what feels good to you, stopping anywhere that might need an extra stretch. And then switch over to the opposite side, exhaling over to the left and back, and then inhaling over to the right and up. Try to do the same amount on both sides, keeping our yin and yang going on. Our balance, balancing our lives every day. And after you've done ample amount on both sides, come back up into tabletop, bringing the hands back underneath of your shoulders and pressing in through your belly as you slide the right toes back towards the back of the mat. So your right leg is straight, pressing into the ball of that foot. So you're feeling that in the back of that right leg, lifting your belly, press it into the floor with your hands. Inhale, lift the right leg up to hips height. Toe is pointing down. We're still active through that right leg. Left arm comes out in front. That's an option. Inhale, lift through the belly. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bring them both back down to the mat. Slide the left toes back towards the back of the mat. Press it into the floor with your palms and with the ball of that left foot. Arms are straight. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg up to hips height. Try not to raise it up higher than that. Lifting through your belly. We're active as we lift our right arm out towards the front. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bring them both back down to the mat. Bring your toes together, widen your knees, and bring your hips back towards your heels. Child's pose, Balasana. Bringing your arms out in front, reaching toward the top of the mat. Fingertips reaching. Your forehead can come to the floor. Breathe here. Maybe you want to set an intention for your practice. Inhale, when you're ready, come up into into tabletop and bring your hands out in front about a hand's distance. Tuck your toes. Bring your hips back towards your heels. Your knees stay bent as you lift up into downward facing dog pose. Your hips lift towards the sky. Keep your knees bent, ample amount, whatever feels good for you. Turn your shoulders in, so roll the tops of your shoulders in, your elbows, inside of your elbows pointing up towards the sky, or reaching that direction anyway. You're looking back towards your feet or to your navel. And bring your gaze up towards your hands and walk slowly, coming up onto your toes if you can. Tiptoe up towards your hands. And slight bend in the knees as you bring your belly toward your thighs for forward fold. You can cross your elbows here, dangling your head, opening your vertebra. Shaking your head yes and no. Maybe we're coming side to side, alternating elbows. Releasing your hands as you bend through your knees and bring your arms out and up overhead, palms together, and look up. Exhale, hands through your heart center. Inhale, your arms out and up overhead, palms together. Exhale, swan dive down, belly to thighs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway up, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms and step your feet back into plank pose or downward facing dog pose. Taking a breath here. Lift your hips into downward facing dog pose if you're not there already. Inhale the right leg up towards the sky. Pressing that left heel toward the mat. Bend through the right knee and open that right hip toward the right. Stacking your hips. Inhale as you bring that right leg down and up between your hands. Left leg stays straight and back, or you can bring your knee down or your low lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, drop your knee and inhale your arms out and up overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands down through your heart center and then twist over to the right. Bringing that left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Option to tuck the back left toes and lift your knee up off the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, drop the back knee, bringing the hands to the heart center, down to the mat, and step that right foot back to meet the left, coming into downward facing dog pose. Inhale the left leg up and toward the sky, right heel comes toward the mat, bend through the left knee, stacking the hips, opening the left hip towards the left. Inhale. Exhale, look up to your hands and bring that left foot up between your hands. Low lunge here. You can always drop that back knee. That feels better. It started to rain. Hopefully you can still hear me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, drop your right knee and inhale your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands down through your heart center and twist over to the left, bringing the right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Lifting the back knee up, tucking the toe if that feels good. Breathe. On your next exhale, drop the back knee and bring the hands down to the floor. And bringing that left foot back to meet the right. Lifting your hips into downward facing dog pose. Breathe here for a breath. And your knees slightly bent in your downward facing dog pose. Pedal out your heels, walking the dog. Slowly or fast, whatever works for you. Inhale. Exhale, shoot forward into plank, the top of a push-up, lifting through your belly. Always have the option of dropping your knees. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your hips into downward facing dog pose. Exhale, shift forward into plank. Breathe in here. Exhale, drop your knees, your chest, and your chin. Lower all the way down, bending through your elbows. And then your belly comes to the mat. Keeping your hands where they are. Lift your chest and your head up into baby cobra. Tops of the feet on the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift that right leg up towards the sky and exhale, placing it up between the hands. Turning your left heel to the mat and lift up into warrior one pose. Your hips are facing the front. Right knee is bent. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down and back behind you. Clasp your hands. lift your chest. You can stay right here, or on your exhale, bring the belly toward the right thigh, looking down to that right toe. Stay strong here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, release your hands. Bring them back up towards the sky. Exhale as you bring your hands down through your heart center and step that left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, the arms out and up overhead, palms together. Exhale, swan dive down, belly to thighs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway up, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the palms into the mat and step back into downward facing dog pose. Take a breath here, pressing your heels toward the mat, backs of the thighs reaching behind you. Inhale the left leg up towards the sky, and exhale, placing it up between the hands. Letting your right heel come to the mat, lifting up into Warrior One on the opposite side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands through the heart center and then back behind you, clasping your hands. Lift your chest. On your next exhale, you can bring the belly toward the left thigh. Stand in that Warrior One. The left knee stays bent. And inhale, release the hands, bringing them back up towards the sky. And exhale, hands through the heart center. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Coming into Tadasana, our mountain pose, our standing pose, foundation for all of our standing poses today. Inhale, the arms out and up overhead, palms together. Look up. Take the right hand around the left wrist, reaching toward the sky, lifting, inhaling, and on your exhale, lean toward the right. So we're bringing our left heel, our whole left foot to the mat, firmly grounding. As you open up through that left side, you can look up if that feels good. Breathe here. And inhale, coming back up to the center. Bringing the left hand around the right wrist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lean towards the left. Bringing that right foot planted into the mat. Looking up if that feels good. Inhale. And bring it back up to the center. Releasing your hands, bringing them down to your hips. And take a step wide to the right. And come into Warrior Two as we turn our left toes toward the front end of the mat. Inhale your arms up to parallel. Exhale, bend into that left knee. So looking down, making sure our left knee doesn't come over the ankle. We can still see our toes, the big toe. And now gaze over that left fingertip into infinity. Our arms are strong. Our left thigh becomes parallel with the mat. We're straight up from our torso, or from our hips with our torso. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale as you slide the right hand down the right leg. Left arm comes up and over. So we look up to the inside of that left hand. Left knee still stays bent. On your next inhale, come back up into warrior two. On your next exhale, reach the left fingertips toward the left, and then bring the elbow down to the top of that thigh, right hand to the right hip. Turn your chest toward the wall in front of you. If you can keep your chest facing the wall in front of you, you can bring the left hand down to a block on the outside of that left foot. Right arm comes up and over, palm facing down toward the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise back up using the strength of your legs into warrior two. And exhale, hands down to the hips. Straighten the left leg. Bring the arms back up into parallel. We're going to set up for Trikonasana. So you may want to step your right foot in a couple of toe steps in towards the center. Take an inhale, left leg stays straight. On your exhale, hinge into the hips as you reach the left fingertip toward the left. Bringing the hand down to wherever it comes to. So it may come to the outside of the shin. It may come to the thigh. The right arm comes up towards the sky. So it's as if we're against a flat wall. Our back stays flat. It's an extension of our fingertips to fingertips. Hatha Trikonasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. On your exhale, you have the option of bringing your arms down towards each other for alligator pose, or crocodile as I call it. Using those obliques. And inhale, rise back up to the top. Hands to the hips. And turn your left toes in towards the center. So both toes are pointing toward the center or straight ahead. Take an inhale, lift your chest. On your exhale, we're going to hinge into our hips. So bringing our torso down toward the mat. Look down. Our back is flat. Bring our shoulder blades toward one another. You may want to bring your heels of your feet toward the back or toward the outside of the mat. On your next exhale, bring the crown of your head toward the mat. Hands can release to a block or to the center of the mat as your elbows point towards the back. Take an inhale. Exhale, making sure the weight is even into your feet. Lift your head slightly up, bringing the palm of your right hand just below the nose onto the mat. Inhale the left arm up towards the sky, twisting to the left. On your next exhale, bring the left hand down to replace the right. And inhale as your right arm reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing both hands back down to the mat or to the block. Slight bend in the knees as you inhale and lift all the way up towards the top. Hands to the hips. And turn those right toes to the right, to the back end of the mat or to the short end of the mat. Inhale the arms up into parallel. And exhale, bending into that right knee. So looking down where you can see your big toe. Your right thigh becomes parallel with the mat. You're gazing over your right fingertips into infinity. Breathing. next exhale, slide the left hand down the left leg. Right arm comes up and over, looking up to the inside of that right arm. Inhale, coming back up into warrior two. The right knee stays where it's at. Inhale. Exhale, reach your right fingertips toward the right, and then drop the right elbow to the top of that right thigh. Left hand comes to the left hip. Bring in your chest facing the wall in front of you. Your left arm can come up and over, palm facing down. Always have the option of releasing the right hand to come to the outside of that right foot or to a block. It's always good to have blocks at both ends of your mat for a practice, or if you just have two blocks, that's fine too. Inhale as you rise back up, strength through your legs, hands to the hips. Straighten that right leg. And just toe step your left foot in just a step. Inhaling the arms up to parallel once again. And exhale, hinge into that right hip as we reach our right fingertips. And then drop the hand to the outside of that right shin. Left arm comes up towards the sky. So the right hand comes wherever it comes in order to keep the chest flat and straight towards the wall in front of you. So it's as if we're smashed between two window panes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise back up to the top. Drop your hands to your hips and turn the right toes in. Bring in the hands behind us, clasp our hands, bring the palms together. Lift through the chest and shoulders open. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, hinging into the hips, bringing the crown of the head toward the mat once again. Arms can stay on the back, or you can lift them up and bring your fist toward the floor, toward the sky. Bringing the weight evenly into the ball of your feet, all the way through your feet. And when you're ready, just inhale to rise back up to the top. Release your hands and just toe step or hop your feet together, coming into Tadasana, our mountain pose. Feet are comfortable distance apart. You're going to come into a balancing pose, so you may want to come to a wall or to the grass or wherever feels good for you, a chair. Bringing the hands to the hips. Take an inhale. Exhale the weight into that right foot and gaze into something that's not moving. Bend into the left knee and bring the left heel above the right ankle. You can stay right here, or you can slide the bottom of the foot up. Hands coming into prayer or all the way up overhead. Whatever feels good for you. Just don't press into your knee. Let's breathe here and accept the energy and the balance that we have. Inhale and exhale, release our hands. Bring the left knee toward the front. Release the left foot. Press that left foot back behind you. As you reach back with the left hand to the top of that left foot, right arm comes out towards the front. Inhale, press the foot into the hand as you lift your left knee. Dancer pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release. Coming back to the mat. Shake it out. And just be okay with where you are today. If you fell or if your balance is off, it's okay. Bring in your feet comfortable distance apart. Once again, finding your focal point. Hands to the hips. Inhale. Exhale the weight into that left foot. Bending into the right knee. Bringing the heel above the left ankle. Slide the bottom of the foot up to wherever feels good for you. Not pressing into our knee. As we're focusing, we can bring our hands to prayer. Or all the way up. Reaching toward the sky. Receiving the energy from one another. Our universe. Inhale. And exhale as we bring our hands to our heart space, turning your left knee to the front. Flex your right foot. Your right knee. Bring the right foot back behind you, reaching back with your right hand. Left arm comes out in the front, lifting through that right knee into dancer. Breathe. Try to keep that right hip from coming back too far, keeping it level with the left. Inhale. And exhale, release as you're coming into Tadasana, our mountain pose. Just breathe here and close your eyes. Bring your shoulders back and down. Tadasana. Checking in with your body. You may even want to bring your left hand to your heart, right hand to the belly. Coming back into your body, into your centering. Release the hands and walk up to the front of the mat if you're not already there. And bring your blocks down beside you, just in front of your feet. Hands to your hips. Inhale. Exhale as you hinge into your hips. Bring in your tailbone is reaching behind you. Bring your hands to the blocks or to the floor. Inhale the right leg straight back behind you and keep it parallel with the mat. So your right toes are pointing down. Warrior 3, you can release your hands to airplane wings, keeping your torso parallel to the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And on your exhale, step that right foot way back onto the mat. Lifting up to the top, straightening the left leg. And on your next exhale, bring your belly down toward that left thigh. Fingertips come to the mat. pressing evenly into the feet. So we're coming into Parsvatanasana. Keeping the hips level here. One's not going way back. Inhale, bend into the left knee and step the right foot up to meet the left. Coming into Tadasana. The blocks are still there. Take an inhale. On your exhale, bring your torso parallel to the floor, hands to the blocks. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up towards parallel to the floor, flexing through that left heel. So we're pressing that heel to the back. If you'd like, release your hands to airplane wings. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. On your next exhale, bend into that right knee as you step that left foot way back onto the mat. Straighten the right leg. Bring your torso up. And on your next exhale, bring the torso down toward that right thigh. Fingertips come to the floor or to your blocks. Hips stay level here, so bring that left hip in the same line as the right hip. Press it into the heels. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bend into the right knee as you step that left foot up to meet the right. Keeping your belly onto your thighs, fingertips to the floor. Inhale as you bend into your knees and bring your arms up for Utkatasana, our mighty pose, as if you're sitting in a chair. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale as you bend deeper into your knees, bringing the arms back behind you as if you're flying. Inhale, straighten your legs, bring your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bend into your knees, arms back behind you. Inhale, swing your arms up towards the sky, straightening your legs. And one more, exhale, bending into your knees, arms back behind you. And just straighten your legs as you come into Tadasana. Shake it out. Good job. Bringing your feet to the outsides of your mat. Hands to your hips. Bend into your knees, bringing your tailbone down to the floor, toward the floor, or to a block. You can place a block under your hips. Elbows coming between your knees. So we're pressing our knees out. Hands into prayer. You can always use a blanket or a block under your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Malasana. This is our yogic squat. It's a good hip opener. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the floor, bringing your knees to the mat into tabletop. Tucking your toes and bring your hips back towards your heels. And just slightly lift your hips up into a bent knee, downward facing dog pose. And then slide your right knee up towards your right wrist for pigeon pose. Left leg goes straight back behind you. Walk your hands back towards your hips and lift your chest. Keeping that right hip lifted, you may want to bring a blanket or a block under that hip if it can't stay lifted. And on your exhale, you can walk your hands out to wherever feels good. You can come to your forearms, to a block, or come all the way down to your forehead. And just breathe into this Hatha Rajakapistasana, our one king pigeon pose. This is a very good healing pose for the outside of your hips, your thighs. If this isn't doable for your knees, then lie on your back and come into the figure 4 stretch by placing your right ankle to the top of that left thigh and threading your hands through behind your left thigh. Inhale, rise back up, walking your hands towards your hips, lifting. And exhale as you set your right hip down onto the mat and swing that left leg all the way around to the outside of that right thigh. Or you can bring it to in front of the right shin. And bring in your left hand behind you, wherever you are, propping yourself up. Right arm, inhale. Exhale, twist towards the left as you bring that right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Making sure your spine is straight, and then twist to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, coming back to the center, and just do a little counter twist here. And then unfold your knees, coming back into tabletop. You can do a downward facing dog pose here, releasing through your hips. And then slide that left knee up towards the left wrist. Right leg goes straight back behind you. Walking your hands back towards your hips, lifting through your chest. And then when you're ready, you can walk your hands out, coming down to your forearms or all the way down. Or if that's not good for your knees, come onto your back and place that left ankle over the right, threading through behind your right thigh. Figure 4 stretch. Breathe here in your pigeon pose, lifting through your left hip. Inhale, rise back up to the top. Walking your hands back. And exhale, set your left hip down and swing your right leg around to either the outside of that left thigh or in front of your left shin. Wherever works for you, try to keep your sits bones on the mat. Your right hand comes behind you. Inhale the left arm out. Exhale, twisting to the right, gazing over the right shoulder. Shoulders are down and away from your ears as always. Breathing. And on your next exhale, come back to the front, releasing the legs. Coming into Baddha Konasana, our bound angle pose. Hands to the insides of the arch of your feet. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, you can come forward if that feels good. Always place a blanket under your hips if that feels good. Just slightly under the hips to help tilt forward, keeping a flat back. Inhale, rise back up to the top. And bring your feet to the mat. We're going to come all the way down to our back. Bringing our heels close to our hips. Fingertips just grazing the heels. Palms into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, lift your hips up into bridge. Breathe here in your bridge pose. Or you can adjust your shoulders and bring your hands underneath to clasp, lifting your hips a little higher. Inhale. And exhale, lower your hips to the mat and just windshield wiper side to side. And bringing our feet up into happy baby, bending your knees, hands to the bottoms of your feet, pressing towards the sky. Your hips still coming toward the mat. Pressing through your hands into your feet, bringing the knees toward the mat. You can rock around here in your happy baby. Come into a wide V. Or bring your legs straight up to the ceiling, doing some ankle circles. Coming into whatever pose is good for you at this moment. And when you're ready, coming into our Shavasana, our final pose, becoming completely comfortable with your blocks or blanket. Maybe you want to place the blocks under your knees as you bring your feet into butterfly. Or you can place a blanket under your knees, or a rolled up blanket under the length of your spine. Wherever you are in your Shavasana, release through your shoulders. Release the tension in your face, in your forehead. Letting it go. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And just come into as long of a Shavasana as what's good for you today. Namaste.